And if you faithfully obey the voice of the Lord your God, being careful to do all his commandments that I command you today, the Lord your God will set you high above all the nations of the earth, and all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you, if you obey the voice of the Lord your God. Blessed will you be in the city, and blessed will you be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of your womb, and the fruit of the ground, the fruit of the cattle, and the increase of herds, and the young of your flock. Blessed you will be with your basket and your kneading bowl. Blessed shall you be when you come in, and blessed shall you be when you go out. The Lord will cause your enemies who rise against you to be defeated before you. They shall come out against you one way and flee before you 7 ways. The Lord will command a blessing on your barns and all that you undertake. He will bless you in the land, and the Lord your God is giving you. The Lord will establish you as a people holy to himself. And he has sworn to you, if you keep the commandments of the Lord your God and walk in his ways, and all the people of the earth shall see that you are called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of you. And the Lord will make you abound in prosperity, in the fruit of your womb, and in the fruit of your livestock, and in the fruit of your ground, within the land that the Lord swore to your fathers to give you. The Lord will open you to his good treasury, the heavens, to give rain in your land in its seasons, and to bless all the work of your hands. And you shall lend to many nations, but you shall not borrow. And the Lord will make you the head and not the tail, and you shall go up and not go down, if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you today, being careful to do them. And if you do not turn aside from any of these words that I command you today, to do from the right hand or to the left, or to go after other gods and serve them. But if you will not obey the voice of the Lord your God, or be careful to do his commandments and his statutes that I command you today, then all these curses shall come upon you. Cursed will you be in the city, cursed will you be in the field, cursed will be your basket and your kneading bowl, cursed will be the fruit of your womb and the fruit of the ground, the increase of your herds and the young of your flock. Cursed shall you be when you come in, and cursed shall you be when you go out. And the Lord will send these curses, confusion, and frustration in all you undertake to do, until you are destroyed and perish quickly on account of the evil of your deeds, because you have forsaken me. The Lord will make pestilence stick to you until it consumes you off the land that you are entering to take possession of. The Lord will strike you with wasting disease, fever, inflammation, fiery heat, drought, blight, and mildew. They shall pursue you until you perish. And the heavens over your head will be like bronze, and the earth beneath you like iron. The Lord will make the rain of your land powder. From the heaven dust shall come down on you until you are destroyed. The Lord will cause you to be defeated before your enemies. You shall go one way against them and flee 7 ways before them. You shall be a horror to the kingdoms of the earth, and your dead body for food for all the birds of the air and the beasts of the earth. And there shall be no one to frighten them away. The Lord will strike you with the boils of Egypt, with the tumours, the scabs, and itch, which cannot be healed. The Lord will strike you with madness and blindness, confusion of mind, and you will grope at noonday as the blind grope in darkness, and you shall not prosper in your ways, and you shall be only oppressed and robbed continually, and there shall be no one to help you. You shall betroth a wife, but another man shall ravish her. You shall build a house, but you shall not dwell in it. You shall plant a vineyard, but you will not enjoy its fruit. The ox will be slaughtered before your eyes, and you shall not eat it. The donkey will be seized from your face and not restored to you. Your sheep shall be given to your enemies, and there will be no one to help you. Your sons and your daughters will be given to other people, while your eyes look and fail for longing for them all day long, but you will be helpless. A nation that you have not known will eat the fruit of the land, and all of your labours. You shall only be oppressed and crushed continually, so that you are driven mad by the sight of your eyes. The Lord will strike you in the knees and the legs with grievous boils, that you cannot be healed from, and the soles of your foot to the crown of your head. The Lord will bring you and your king, whom you set over the nation, that neither you nor your fathers have known, and there you shall serve other gods of wood and stone. And you shall become a horror, a proverb, a byword among all the peoples. The Lord will lead you away. You shall carry much seed into a field and gather very little, for the locust shall consume it. You shall plant vineyards and dress them, but you shall neither drink the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worm shall eat them. You shall have olive trees throughout your territory, but you shall not anoint yourself with the oil, for the olives shall drop off. And you shall father sons and daughters, but they shall not be yours, for they shall be taken into captivity. The cricket shall possess all your trees and the fruit of your land. The sojourner who is among you will rise higher above you, and you shall become lower and lower. He shall lend to you, and you shall not lend to him. He shall be the head, and you shall be the tail. All these curses will come upon you and pursue you and overtake you until you are destroyed, because you did not obey the voice of the Lord your God to keep his commandments, his statutes that he commanded you. They shall be a sign and a wonder against you and your offspring forever, because you did not serve the Lord your God with a joyfulness and a gladness of heart, because of the abundance of all things. Therefore you shall serve your enemies, whom the Lord will send against you in hunger, thirst, in nakedness, in lacking in everything. And he will put a yoke of iron on your neck until he has destroyed you. The Lord will bring a nation against you from far away, from the end of the earth, swooping down like an eagle, a nation whose language you don't understand, a hard-faced nation who does not respect the old or show mercy to the young. He shall eat the offspring of your cattle and the fruit of the ground until you are destroyed. It also shall not leave a grain, wine, or oil, the increase of your herds or the young of your flocks, until they have caused you to perish. They shall besiege you in all the towns until your high fortified walls in which you have trusted come down throughout your land. And they shall besiege you in all your towns throughout your land, which the Lord your God has given you. And you shall eat the fruit of the womb and the flesh of your sons and daughters, whom the Lord your God has given you, in the siege and the distress in which your enemies shall distress you. The man who is most tender and refined among you shall begrudge the food to his brother, to the wife he embraces, and to the last of the children he has left, so that he will not give any of them the flesh of his children that he is eating, because there's nothing else left in the siege and in distress in which your enemy shall distress you in all your towns. The most tender and refined woman among you, who would not venture to set a sole of her foot on the ground because she is so delicate and tender, will begrudge to her husband she embraces to her son, and her daughter her afterbirth that comes out between her feet, and her children whom she bears, because lacking everything she will eat them secretly in the siege and in the distress of which the enemy shall distress you in the towns. If you are not careful to do all the words of this law that are written in the book, or you may fear this glorious and awesome name, the Lord your God, then the Lord will bring on you your offspring of extraordinary afflictions, afflictions severe and lasting, and sicknesses grieving and lasting, and he will bring you up again all the diseases of Egypt from which you were afraid, and they will cling to you. Every sickness also, every affliction that is not recorded in the book of the law, the Lord will bring upon you until you are destroyed. Whereas you were as numerous as the stars of heaven, you shall be left a few, because you did not obey the voice of the Lord your God. And the Lord took delight in doing you good and multiplying, so the Lord will take delight in bringing ruin upon you and destroying you. And you shall be plucked off the land that you are entering to take possession of, and the Lord will scatter you among all the peoples from the end of the earth to the other. And there you shall serve other gods of wood and stone, which neither you nor your fathers have known. And among these nations you shall find no respite, and there shall be no resting place for the sole of your foot. But the Lord will give you a trembling heart and failing eyes and a languishing soul. Your life will hang in doubt before you. Night and day will be in dread, and you have no assurance of your life. In the morning you shall say, if only it were evening, and in the evening you will say, if only it were morning, because of the dread of your heart shall you feel, and the sights that your eyes shall see. And the Lord will bring you back in ships to Egypt, a journey that I promised that you should not make again. And there you shall offer yourselves for sale to your enemies as male and female slaves. But there will no longer be a buyer.